Hi, I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Love is in the air. Well, at least love for Valentine's crafts. So I want to go back and revisit some of the ones that I think you would really enjoy. Let's get started. I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. We're doing our Melted Heart Valentine's candle today, and we are going to start with a vase and a candle holder that I purchased from the Dollar Tree that we're going to be using to put that together. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our wax on it and melt that and get that started to dry. And I'm using just red crayon, and I am using my number 2 tool, the small end, and we're going to apply that right under that rim, and we're going to pull it down a little bit. Now it's going to melt, so it's not going to matter too much, and we're starting at the top, not the bottom, because that is going to melt down. If you're not familiar with the wax technique, this is Crayola crayon, visit my website at miriamjoy.com. There is a YouTube link that will take you straight there. In the first video to play will show you the basics of wax technique so you understand how the process works and how to do it. You see, I'm just going right under that rim, right up to that next one, and just bringing that right down. Now the reason we're starting at the top instead of the bottom working up, you don't want a big chunk of wax up at the bottom because it's just going to run all the way down really fast. So this way we have the wax at the top instead. And we're just going to do this all the way around. Just walk this all the way around. Do one a little bit closer there. Now I'd like to do one and use alcohol inks with black and do the red on top, and then I would leave the big drips on it for Halloween, and that would be fun. So walk all the way around here, and we're going to heat it. That's why it looks so different than what it does on the other one. One more, and we're connecting the two. Okay, I'm going to take my heat gun or embossing tool, and I'm just going to heat it up, and you'll notice when it starts to get a certain where it's all melted and it's nice and smooth, and it's going to be moving down towards the bottom. You don't want to have a glob of wax, because that's what, see these little guys that are right there, there's a little glob, those are the kinds of ones that will bump off. So you want to make sure that you get those down so they're not chunks or a little buildup of wax. You want to follow those down a little bit more. See how our wax is thinning out? Now, I know a lot of you worry about the wax just popping off the glass, but we're going to cover it with our 3D crystal lacquer, and that's a really heavy-duty protection that keeps that from happening. And it's going to keep it on the glass, and it's going to secure that very well. We'll show you that a little bit more. And I don't want them to go too sideways. I want them to go more straight down, so we want to blow them more straight down than sideways. And watch out, because your glass is going to get really warm. Keep your fingers on the inside, not on the outside, so you don't get into any of that wax. It's going to stay warm, so it's not going to dry as fast as you're used to it drying. I already got my fingers in a couple of spots, so I'm going to go back and put some more back on it. Those guys, just a little bit more right there. And you can take this as far down as you want. It might be kind of cool only to take it halfway down. I'm going to do just a tiny bit right here where I got my finger into it, and it's really hot, so be very careful. And that's melted there, so it already went ahead and just kind of melted. So we're going to let that cool off, and I'm going to do it a little bit out of order. I would do this last, but I want to go ahead and put this bow on first, because we're going to go ahead and put our lacquer over the top of that and then let that dry. And then I would put the bow on, but we're going to go ahead and put the bow on. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it just all the same size. So you've got 1, 2, 3 layers, and I'm going to cut this one going this direction, so the other one will be the other direction. And instead of tying it, we're just going to pull it all together like that. And pull those tails out. I'm going to scoot these tails up just a little bit more. So they're hanging down. And I'm using a silver bow on this one. I wanted to see what the silver looked like instead of the red this time. And I'm going to use a pipe cleaner, the color of my bow. And you can even spray varnish the wreath, or excuse me, ribbon, and it may be a really good idea to do that. Keep that glitter on there so it is not scooting down on you. And then we're going to take that, and then we're going to tie that directly onto our vase. And then I'm going to cut those right there so that you don't see that, the tails. And then we got these really pretty heart gemstones in. We purchased those at our rock show this year, and we do have those in stock. They probably won't last very long, so if you want one, I suggest you order those soon. Okay, once we've glued our rock heart gemstone on, and that makes a great embellishment look on, we're going to work on our candle here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use an LED light, and we're going to set it up in there. And we're going to take a toilet paper roll, and we're going to get it cut probably about halfway. Let's try that to begin with. And it's going to elevate the LED light. And you have to kind of look at it because you want it up high enough but not too low. So that looks pretty good to me. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill this full of tissue paper. And there is a difference between using regular paper and tissue paper. The tissue paper lays better, and we don't want it real bulky, so it's more even. We're going to squish that down in there and make a base for our LED light to sit on. That way we can turn it on and off. And you just want that sitting right on top, just like that. And you can check that again to make sure. We don't want it so high that it's sticking out. We want it just low enough. Now this is going to kind of give you a tough time till we glue it down. So we're going to come in here with our hot glue and we're going to glue this down to the middle. Try and get that as centered as you possibly can. On there. That almost. And then you have your LED light. You can turn him on and set him in there. So now we have our candle. And then we're going to take these little hearts. And again, this was another little find I found at the Dollar Tree. They come in pink and red, and they're little plastic hearts, and they're really great for a lot of projects that you're doing. And we're going to take these and place these around our center candle all the way up. And we're going to cover up our toilet paper roll so that you do not know that that toilet paper roll is in there. And I might do just a little bit more than a half. That may be just a little bit low. And you can cover this up on top. Get it high enough that you covered up your toilet paper roll, but not your candle. Now say you don't even know that that would have been a toilet paper roll. I would normally do the finish before we did the inside, but I was waiting for it to cool a little bit more in the video, so I'm sure you'll probably think about that too before putting the insides in. I am covering this now with our 3D crystal lacquer, and I'm using the Mod Podge brush, and we're just going to put this directly on. And this is going to hold the wax in place like I was talking about earlier. And you put it on, it's made to go on a little bit thicker. And the Mod Podge brush is very, very fine so that you don't get the brush strokes. And I dampened it just a tad, not enough that there's any water remaining in it, but so the Mod Podge, the lacquer does not absorb up into the brush. And any of these that are coming over, you can break them off before you start this part. The very edge there, I'm trying to keep my fingers out of it here. And it's made to go on thick, and then this is going to keep it so that you can't come in and rub that off. So we've got that all the way around. The way I would glue this on, instead of just setting it on so you could see the edges, maybe after you've got this varnish before you do the middle, is take your E6000, and that is a product we do carry at miriamjoy.com, and we're always running a special, buy one, get one free. Put it on the edge, and if you set it on top of your vase, and like I said, I'm using a different one here because I didn't have another one, and you can line it up and you can see through it, and then it will dry right where you want that to dry, instead of doing it like I'm going to do it right now. And remember, you want to give those 24 hours to let them set, but your E6000 is that glue that glues everything. Rock to rock, stone to stone, glass to glass. And I did the wrong one. That's okay. We'll get that one off of there. Now that I got my fancy bow and everything all ready to go here. remember to check out all of our gemstones that we picked up from the rock shows this year. We got some great, new, exciting gemstones, rocks, hearts, embellishments, all kinds of fun things. Now this guy's still drying. I'm going to try and get him from the bottom here. We'd normally have him all dry. But there is our little melting heart Valentine's candle. If you have any questions about this, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. For more of our great gemstones, please visit our website at miriamjoy.com. We've got a great variety for you, and we just have a brand new batch in. So come on over and check that out. Thank you. God bless.